Hello everyone, welcome once again to Everyday HDR's Free Tutorial Friday. Today I'm going to show you cross-processing. This was an effect widely used in the past in fashion photography, where they would shoot a roll of film and then process it in chemicals that were not intended for that film, which would give you these washed out colored effects, where blues would look unnatural, greens would look unnatural, reds would look unnatural. All the colors would kind of have an odd look to them, but it really gave it it really popped the images. So we can go ahead and do that in Photoshop really easily. So go ahead and open up your adjustment layers, go to curves. Now instead of doing what I normally do in curves is a nice little S curve, what I'm going to do is go and click on the RGB tab. I'm going to start with blue, and I'm going to pull the blues up until I start to see blue coming into the dark areas, so the blacks start to look like navy blues. And then I'm going to pull the blues down a little bit in the upper right hand corner. And with the greens I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to pull down the green in the lower left and pull up the green in the upper right. And then with red I'm going to pull down the red in the middle and really make that blue and green pop out and kind of throw the reds off. Now what also happened with the cross-processing effect is you get a higher contrast. So let's go ahead and increase the contrast a little bit. And now what I'm going to do is, this is the typical, right now you could just be done with this and say, okay, we're good, we're done, I like the way this looks. But what I'm going to show you with these curves is that you can save your curves for future purposes. So you can go up into the upper right hand corner and save curves preset. So if you click Saves Curve Preset, I already have old process Blake, but this one I'm going to call Cross Process. And I'll just put Blake there. And I usually put my name after it so I know that it's not one of the preset functions in Photoshop. So now whenever I want to do this to any other image, all I have to do is go into Curves, drop down this layer, press Cross Process on Blake, and I've got what I've got right now in this image. So I'm going to take it a little bit further though. I'm going to add a new layer, and I'm going to fill it with black. And then I'm going to add almost like a vignette circle, and then go to Select, go to Modify, go to Feather, and make sure it's set to 250. Press OK, and now I'm going to fill that with white. I press Shift F5 for a quick fill. Now I'm going to press Control D to get rid of my selection, set this to Overlay, and then decrease my opacity down to about 57% and decrease the fill to about 89–90%. Just kind of get it down there a little bit. Now I'm starting to like this old feel, and that's what kind of the feel I get from these old photos, this old cross-process look. And you can top it all off by adding a texture to the top. Here's my textures folder, and I usually run through here and pick my favorite looking texture, and that's usually this one. This is my favorite texture, so I'm going to put this one on top of it. It's always good to, when you're out and about shooting, to make sure that you pay attention to the little details around you so that you can have textures for the future. Shooting at trees, get in there, get the bark, because you might use the bark in the future. You can add it to text, you can make the text look like bark. There's all kinds of stuff you can do with textures. So with this one I'm just going to move it right on top and get it to fit the page, and press Control I, because this one always looks best. Control I is just a quick way to invert an image. This one always looks best when you invert it. And then set it to, let's go with soft light, and then dock the opacity so it's not so in your face. And there you go, you have an old school cross-process looking effect. So if you want to see our original image, how we started with this, and now we gave it the feel that we were kind of looking for, what we imagined when we looked in there and we saw it for the first time. Really simple. So I hope you enjoyed that, and as usual, if you have any ideas in the future that you'd like to see, go ahead and shoot them to me via email. You can find it on my blog, everydayhdr.com, and go to contact me. Yeah, if you have ideas for a tutorial that you'd like to see but don't really know how you can execute it, go ahead and shoot it to me, and I'll see what I can do, and I'll turn it into a tutorial for you. You can also subscribe to me on YouTube, and I usually record these the day before, so you can get it a day before if you subscribe to me on YouTube. But then it wouldn't be Free Tutorial Friday, it'd be your advanced free tutorial Thursday, something like that. Anyway, have a great weekend. I hope this effect helps you. Take care.